I'm just looking for my code, sorry. Which is really important.
At the end, whenever we tell people to leave, we're going to tell everyone who doesn't have a team to go to the BBB atrium. So can you get like some volunteer or yourself, whenever like before everyone leaves, to stand like right outside the door right there and just be yelling at people, BBB atrium, like right over here if you're still looking for a team. Just checking. I would have someone else do it and just like find them.
Ready, or is he here? Back there? I assume he knows he has to be here. I just want to make sure that he's not like... Okay. I'm assuming he's fine.
Dave, can we pause the wave for a second? Hey guys, in case you haven't noticed, this place is getting really packed. So if you are near the center of an aisle and you have an open seat next to you, please compress so we can fit more people in and people don't have to sit on the ground. Thank you.
Oh, and get ready to do the wave. Who's ready for MHacks to begin? Who came from the farthest? I know we always ask this, but yell it out. I can't hear any of that. Who's here from the West Coast? East Coast? The South? Europe? Yeah! South America? What about Africa? I think some people are just lying now. Oh, Antarctica? Wow. I guess it's colder over there, right? So who's gonna win tonight? All right, let's hear it from Maryland. Let's hear it for MIT. Georgia Tech? What about Penn? No. So he named some schools, but what school's gonna win MHacks this year? Did I hear Virginia? I heard Virginia. I heard Virginia. Okay. Another question. Which school has the best fight song? Is anyone from Michigan here? I think they're gonna win. I'm not biased or anything. Can we show them what a Hail to the Victor sounds like? 1, 2, 3. Hail to the victor, shouting, hail to the conquering heroes, hail to the champions of the leaders and lads. Hail to the victor, shouting, hail to the conquering heroes, hail to the champions of the West. Go, blow! We're gonna get started in 2 minutes. Get ready, get ready.
Testing. All right, we got a microphone. Oh. Testing.
everyone. Who's ready for MHacks?
Who's ready to get this opening started?
We're going to bring out the MHacks directors right now, and they can get you ready.
So the MHacks directors, please come out real quick. These folks have been working really, really hard to make this event awesome. And we don't have all the directors up here. There's plenty of people missing who are actually still out there working really, really hard, but we're going to let Vikram welcome y'all.
What's up? Woo! Welcome to MHacks. So, one of the big things that we've been focusing on all the way since September, right after MHacks 4 ended, was how we take mentorship and how we take the hacker experience truly to the next level. We've been really trying to think about where, when you're starting to hack and you hit a problem, what's the first thing you do? Do you just kind of go straight to Stack Overflow? Do you look for solutions? Where do you start? And we realized one of the coolest things about a hackathon versus just sitting in your basement and trying to figure it out yourself is that you have amazing people around you who often know exactly what you're looking for and how to solve your problems. So, especially if you're a new hacker, this is like crazy resource to have amazing, really awesome hackers all around you. And that's one of the super cool things about MHacks. We have first-time hackers that have never been to a hackathon before, obviously, and and at the same time, we also have really good hackers who've been to tons of hackathons and serve as amazing resources for these hackers. And it just kind of like feeds on itself and creates an amazing experience. So what I want to start with is Tom and Dave are going to kind of go over mentorship from a very kind of, they're going to give some stories on how mentorship started at MHacks and then kind of where we're taking it from here.
So before we get started, I just want to tell a really quick story about my first hackathon, which was PenApps in 2012 in the fall. I went to that event never having really coded in my life. I had made a website, like a really basic website once, and I was lucky enough to have some awesome mentors there with me that helped me build my first iPhone app. And it was terrible and it didn't work very well, but it was an iPhone app that I went home with on my phone, and that set off a complete change in my life. And there's so many people here today who are going to have the opportunity to have the exact same experience. They're going to be mentors walking around with these hats. They say MHacks Mentor on them.
Those are some pretty cool hats.
If you have any questions, talk to them. And even if you don't have a hat, just be a mentor for anybody. You know, there are tons of people here who have never done this before. And, you know, you can change their lives. So.
And, yeah. And one of the biggest things that we really want you to realize is that you don't have to be a sponsor to be a mentor. You don't have to have 5 years programming experience to be a mentor. If this is the second time you've built something, that first time, how many of you ran into obstacles that you thought you wouldn't be able to get past? Raise your hand. Everyone runs into these obstacles, and someone who's hacking for the first time is likely to go to a lot of the same problems that you went through. So anyone out here can be a mentor, even if this is your first time coming to a hackathon. Actually, with that said, raise your hand if it's your first time coming to a hackathon. Wow, let's give them a hand. So I'm going to pass it back to one of the directors to introduce some of the awesome companies who actually are some of the best mentors are these folks right here. So I'm passing it off to Dylan for that. Hey guys, so you all know you can learn from each other at a hackathon, but some of the people here have been doing this way longer than we've all been programming. I know all of the engineers at Apple have been doing iOS way longer than I even knew what like a for loop was. So to start it off, we're gonna have Apple up on stage to come introduce themselves. They're amazing. I would not be half the programmer I am today without Apple's engineers.
Hey guys, I'm Mike from Apple. So first I want to talk about our prize, the team that makes the best iOS or OS X app this weekend, win an iPad Mini 3 for each member of their team. We have some amazing engineers here too, and I want to introduce one of my buddies, Danvin, to give you a quick API demo.
Hey, what's up, MHacks? Hey, my name is Danvin, like Mike said, and if you've seen me before, you know I've been working on an app called Daily Cat Facts. So Daily Cat Facts I've been working on for a little while now, but we're gonna make it truly daily by adding a Today widget onto my app. Let's get started. Go ahead and make a new target here, and we're gonna make a Today extension. We're just gonna call it Daily Cat Fact. Just one. And we're gonna activate that scheme. All right, so what did I just do? So we just created two things. A Today View controller, which actually is following the protocols of the Notification Center view, and also a little functions. We have one called Get Random Fact, but we're actually going to use Get Daily Fact for our Today View controller. But now, before we jump into the coding, I need to import that framework into our extension. Build phases. Let's link to that framework. NeoKit, here it is. And let's not forget, while we're in Swift, we got to import that guy. Not impot. NeoKit. There we go. Here we go. You guys ready? Don't blink, because you might miss it. Gonna set the text on that UI label. We're gonna call a MeoKit API, get daily fact. We're done. We're gonna build and run in the Today app. Let's go to that simulator. Oh, here we are. Let's make that a little bigger here. Here's our daily cat fact. The biggest wildcat today is a Siberian tiger. It could be more than 12 feet long and weigh up to 700 pounds. So my app is running this. This is an extension running from my app. And we're done. And you now can create a Today extension as well. Let me hand this back to Mike, who will introduce the rest of our awesome engineers who are here.
Pretty cool, huh? So we have a whole bunch of Apple engineers here this weekend that are going to help you guys out. We're going to be in the iOS Cortex the whole time. We'll be in the front area there too, so if you have any questions, come by and see us. I can help you with Swift stuff, Perl, Unix, that kind of thing. I'm on the recruiting team. My job is to do hackathons, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to let the rest of the team introduce themselves too.
Like I said, my name is Danvin. I work on iOS on Apple Pay.
I'm Alvaro. I work on platform architecture. I do firmware, so no iOS for me. But if any of you guys are doing firmware or a little over hardware and need help, come by. Also, if you're doing interfacing to anything, logic analyzer, if you need to use it, find me.
My name is Beto. I work in developer tools, so I can help you with Swift, Objective-C, iOS, Mac apps, anything related to that.
My name is Nicole. I work in Xcode, and I can help you with Swift, Objective-C, iOS, macOS, or just any weird things that you're having a problem with. How do you do this in Xcode? For you, if it's your first time really using Xcode, come by. I'm happy to work you through storyboards, stuff like that. And Python. But no Perl. Please, no Perl.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I work on the Safari WebKit team. I can help you with web stuff, C, C++, iOS, etc.
Hey guys, I'm Megan. I actually work on the university recruiting team with Mike. So if you have any questions on job opportunities, you can come talk to us. Or resume reviews.
I'm Trevor, and I work on iOS and OS X software localization. So if you're looking to build apps not just for folks here at the hackathon, but all around the world, come talk to me. Oh, and auto layout help. I love auto layout.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I work on internal tools development, so I can help you with Objective-C, C, C++.
Pretty big team. So we also have two other guys that are on the red eye today. They had to work all day Friday, and they're going to fly here all night to come out and hang with you guys too. So David's also an Objective-C guy, and Simon is a mechanical engineer. So if you're doing hardware stuff, come talk to us as well. He's doing a tech talk tomorrow, 5 p.m. on 3D printing. We actually shipped a 3D printer here too. So if you're looking to play around with one of those with a Mac, come see us. We also have a whole bunch of hardware as well. So we got iPads, iPod Touches, I got a couple of MacBooks. If you need to borrow one, come see us. If you need a temporary developer account, I can help out that too. So.
Okay, yeah, so that'll be tomorrow afternoon. I expect to see all of you there. And yeah.
All right, so this last company I worked for this summer, it was really cool. They have something pretty sweet to show you. I think we're gonna like it. Please give it up for Microsoft.
It also happens to be my name, so yeah. Right, so Microsoft's cloud offering, if you guys haven't really heard of it. And also, I know that some of you are first-time hackers, and so I'm going to give you some tips for today that you could use. And a little bit about me. In my spare time, I also do hackathons, and that's me on the cover of TechCrunch. This past year in San Francisco, I won the IoT prize with my team, and it was really fun and exciting. Thank you, right, the clapper over there. Yeah, and so instead of an API talk, just talking about Azure, I have my rocket that we shot off. So I'm going to show you a cool thing that we could do on Azure. We built this Node server that was Node, it's great. You can host Node on Azure. Fun fact. That kind of used the Twitter API and search for. You can make a campaign that would search for a certain tweet with the hashtag that you wanted, and after a certain number of tweets with that hashtag, it would make anything physical happen. So in our case, it was a rocket, which was super awesome. And right now, let's see if I can shoot it off. Is the button, did you press the button? Awesome. Okay. There it is, okay. So, you can't see my phone, but maybe you can. It's on Twitter, and I have my little hashtag, catrocket123. And then I'm gonna send it off, and whoops, and it should go now. 2, 3, fire. No? Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Woo! The demo gods worked out for me. It never happens. So sweet. Yeah, it worked. But having an awesome project isn't the only thing y'all need to worry about. I have some tips. So number one, I know you guys don't have a lot of time, but come up with a plan and know which APIs you're going to use, kind of find out what your team's skill set is, come up with a cool idea, but keep it simple. You guys only have the weekend. Don't overstretch yourselves. Second, version control. Yay Git. Please, please, please use it. I run into so many times that like I messed up something and then Git saved my ass, so use it. And then it's all about the presentation and the demo. So that's what the judges are judging you on. If you don't practice, they'll they can tell, and like if you don't convey your vision, even the best hacks can lose. So a little bit about Azure. Azure has a bunch of services to offer to developers. You can have machine learning, big data management, you can do like notification hubs and web and mobile services. And what's great about Azure is that you can put them all together and it works really, really easily. But for this hackathon, you'll probably be focusing on mobile services, which is great because most of you will probably use a database. Cool, with mobile services, you can host it on Azure. You might want, let's see here, a website for that database. Cool, you can, with a couple clicks, make that with Azure and then link it to your database. And then you can have user authentication with it and also like notifications for like all your users as well. And what's great is that you don't have to be coding for Windows. You can be making an iOS app. Apple just went up. You can be also like creating an Android app or a web app, and you can use Azure in your back end as well. So, yay! So like I was saying, you don't have to be a .NET developer to use Azure. You can also spin up VMs for Linux. You don't have to use SQL for your database. You can use any of these. Yeah, any stack that you want to use, you can pretty much use it with Azure. Now, for like, why not use Azure? There's really no reason not to. We have codes, so it's absolutely free. If you come by the booth, we are handing them out so that you can get started right away. No credit card needed. The winning team with the best use of Azure gets a $500 cash prize. And we have a lot of cool stuff at the booth as well. You can take a survey and be entered for a raffle to win a Surface Pro 2. We have a bunch of Connects if you want to dev with Connects. Come by the booth, we'll like take your ID in exchange for a Connect because we don't want you taking them away, I'm sorry. Yeah, come talk to us. We're here to help you develop and hear your cool ideas. Also, on another note, completely separate, if you're making a game, which my background is in game development, there's another, if you like can't complete your hack for this or want to expand your game for a different hackathon, you can submit it to Game On. The deadline is February 9th, and the winners get to go to Game Developer Conference in San Francisco this year. So that's another cool yay hacking if you want to continue. So yeah, I think that was it for the talkers. So happy hacking, you guys, and yeah.
All right, guys, please give it up once more for all of our amazing sponsors. Quick fun fact, throughout the day I've kind of been accumulating MHacks shirts. I have like a 2 here, way back. Give me a shout out if you have this shirt, if you've been to 2. Yes, it's amazing. These shirts would not be possible without our sponsors. So again, sponsors, I love you. I'm going to hand it off to Vikram now. He's going to introduce our keynote speaker.
Michigan students, how many of you know about Magic Bus? For those of you who don't, it's pretty much the, like in the heart of every Michigan engineer's, it's like the #1 thing on their home screen. It's like their like favorite app, because without it, they're cold and they're out on some bus shelter just waiting, and North Campus sometimes just feels so far away. So, Jahan is the founder and founder and CTO of Sidecar, which has given millions of rides since inception. Sidecar started as Magic Bus, and the crazy thing is, Magic Bus started in the same building you're hacking in exactly 4 years ago. Give it up for Jehan.
Wow, thank you. That's amazing. Well, first of all, before I start, while you guys were sitting here calmly as if nothing was happening, in that room, the live stream went down, went up, and went down, and went up again. And there's a team working furiously like mad, but they finally got it back up. So I think you should give them a round of applause for this invisible miracle that's happened. All right, how does this work? There's a keyboard. Okay, so first of all, thanks for having me. And I am truly blown away by this. This is less of a hackathon and more of a rock concert. I've never seen anything like this. When I was here at the school of 4 years ago, a hackathon was, like me and Vibov and 10 other people sitting in the ugly for 36 hours not showering. And now now you guys have showers. I mean, you're all going out to shower at 8 in the morning. This is unbelievable. It's true. But anyway, so I know you got a lot to do, so let me just impart what wisdom I can in a timely fashion. So yeah, for everyone's background, 4 years ago I was you. If that's exactly the way to say it. I was a student sitting here. I was working as the lead developer on the student project, the Magic Bus project. I had absolutely no idea what I was going to do when I graduated. I had just moving through life with absolutely no clue. But what I did know was, I really loved the feeling I got when I saw people use something I had built in the real world and in real life. And I think it's kind of the vibe that connects us here, and it's kind of what makes hacking so important. Anyway, as we move along in our story here, I was building the Magic Bus technology, and it got to a point where I was selling it from university to university, kind of pay my tuition as a lifestyle product. And I met a guy who eventually became my co-founder, and what he said to me was very interesting, which I think is one of the most important things I've heard, which is, it's just as hard to solve a small problem as it is to solve a big one, but it's a hell of a lot more exciting to solve a big problem. And what he wanted us to do, he had no solution or a sense of what was possible, but we both understood that transportation fundamentally and the way people move around the city didn't work. The status quo did not work, and it was this huge hassle. That being said, that was literally all we knew. We had no solution or nothing. So, I went with him. My roommate Tom came with us too, and we went out to San Francisco and worked in this office, and we just hacked on a bunch of concepts. And most of them sucked utterly. One of them did not, and I'm going to tell you about that. So about 3 months into my stay in San Francisco, I was at a party. This is what all the parties I go to in San Francisco look like. But yeah, so I was at a party, and it was way late. It was like 2:33 in the morning, and people are starting to leave. And when you have to leave a place in San Francisco at that, in 2012, it's impossible. You can't get a cab. If you're an investment banker, you can order a limo. That's it. and otherwise you have to stay the night. And you know, but I really didn't want to do that, so I kind of walked outside and said, you know, how the hell am I going to get home? And at that point, I saw a guy delivering a pizza to the apartment next door, and I just went up to him and I said, hey, will you take me home for $20? And instead of immediately shooting me with mace in the face, what he said was, oh yeah, you know, I've always wondered what it would be like to be a taxi driver. Yeah, sure, let's do it. And so from that basis, I mean, then it's a simple thought. Hey, you know, you're right. Why can't anyone be a taxi driver? Could this be the solution to the problem? And from that, this concept of requesting a ride from a total stranger came into being. And it's important to remember it's a simple idea that has, you know, been put in front of people, and now we see, you know, my company doing millions of rides, the ride-sharing industry being the fastest growing industry in the American economy. You know, you have the Wall Street Journal talking about how cities are going to look different 10 years from now because of this, and no one's going to need to own a car. And, you know, I'm frequently asked what I believe the role of, you know, people who give rides to strangers will be on the American middle class. So that's kind of the point that I want to drive home here. These hey, come on, they made me the keynote, I gotta plug them. These hackathons aren't just, they're obviously extremely fun, but they're also very, very important for a very specific reason. So all of you guys, when you graduate, you're gonna sit in an arena much bigger than this. There's gonna be a lot more people than this. The guy who's talking to you is gonna be a lot more famous than me, and he's gonna tell you, you know, you can or she is gonna tell you, you can go out, you can do whatever you want in the world, you can make whatever impact, this is gonna be great, it's gonna be Dr. Seuss novel, etc. For 99% of people, that statement is absolute bullshit. For 99% of people, they go out into the world and they see they don't have the finances to make an impact. They don't have the political capital in whatever organization they work in to make an impact. They don't have the connections to make an impact. But for hackers, none of that stuff matters. We get the biggest and best shortcut that exists for anyone. If you have an idea and you want to put it in front of 1 million people, you can do that in 36 hours. Now, that is extraordinarily profound. I mean, you know, when people say, you know, new grads can change the world, it's always bullshit, but it's not for us. And that's what's so important about this. So I want to give just another couple examples that I encountered today, basically. So this is an app that literally just popped up on my news feed. And it's called, I think, Be My Eyes, and I apologize to if someone in this crowd made it and I'm butchering the name, but the idea is if a person is blind and they can't, you know, they want to ask a question about what's in front of them, or, you know, for example, the expiration date of some milk or something, they obviously can't see that. But this app is extraordinarily simple concept. You just take a picture and and attach a question to it, and you send it to someone who can see, and that person answers the question. Now, think about how simple that is, but also think about what a profound impact something like that has on someone else's life. And also think about how many of you could make that exact thing in 36 hours, right? This is like the opportunity everyone in this room has to do something like that is unbelievable. And let's talk about another example that's far more controversial, right? It's anonymous. hacker collective, right? And on CNN the other day, I was reading that they've decided, they've had enough of terrorism, and what they're going to do is any terrorist recruitment site they see, they're going to DDoS it until it's down. But think about the consequences of that. I've met people in Anonymous, and by and large, every single one of them has been a 19-year-old pothead, right? So, but just think about that. So you have these people that are so empowered, they are literally doing the work that it takes a superpower government to do otherwise. This is unbelievable, right? This is an unbelievably profound effect. So what I want to conclude on is, hackathons are important because the future is going to be built, not by some mysterious group of politicians, frankly, not by anyone other than the people who are in this room doing this kind of thing. The future will be built by people who are building stuff for the fun of it because they are interested in it and because they want to. And that means you guys are building the future. And that's not bullshit. That is reality. I've experienced that. And so as you're spending the next 36 hours, I just want you to take it upon yourself to just think hard about what you're spending your time on and what problem you're trying to solve, because you guys, despite what you may think, are among the most empowered people in the world to solve the most difficult problems right now. And you're really only limited by your imagination. So, I guess with that, have fun, build cool shit. I'll throw it back to MHacks.
All right, thanks. So I'm John, this is Rachel. I guess now, if the Wi-Fi goes down, we know Anonymous took care of that. But actually, I want to get serious for a second here. How many of you are familiar with Snapchat's campus story? Yeah? Okay. All right, well, ever since that came out, it's been my dream to get a snap worthy enough to send that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and I'm going to take a selfie video, and the point is, you guys can scream, yell, do the wave, I don't care, whatever. Just go absolutely nuts, and hopefully we get up there and it'll be awesome.
Bring the energy!
Let's go!
Woo!
3, 2, 1, go!
Alright guys, that was awesome. Now I'm going to take it to Rachel, who's going to be the bad guy and talk about some rules.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we built MHacks because we love hackers, and we want to see you guys do incredible things this weekend. Hackathon organizers, they have a heart of gold and nerves of steel, so when you go back home, hug one. But there are a few things that we need you guys to do for us. I think for some of you who are repeat visitors, they might sound familiar. Our venue does not really like it when you sleep, which is great for your hacks, right? Because that means you have more time to build. But we do not have designated sleeping areas. That doesn't mean that you have to stay up for 36 hours. Please do not try to do that. I don't drink caffeine. I can't stay up for 36 hours. If you do want a nap, you're more than free to do it in your rooms, but please don't try to find another room. There's also the Duderstat available where you guys had registration. That's a kind of gray area for sleeping. But please do not decide that you're gonna make a sleeping room. We want MHacks to be around for another 5, and if we have that, the fire marshal's probably gonna shut us down. The next thing is power outlets and Ethernet. Please be courteous of other hackers. Try to plug your phone into your computer, or whatever else you have. If it's a USB charger, into your computer. Maybe you don't need your charger at the moment, your teammate can plug in. But that's what keeps the power from going down, the Ethernet from going down. So if you do need more power supplies, come visit us at the help desk, which is in Eek's atrium. It was across from where the food week was, but if you just walk through, you'll find us right in the middle. And the last thing is, when you guys confirm your attendance, we actually had you sign a code of conduct. And hopefully this wasn't like an Apple thing, you kind of just like scroll through the terms and conditions every time it changes. Like hopefully you actually read it, right? Because there's some pretty important things, I think. Both MHacks and MLH, we really believe in building a strong community, and these are the kinds of things that are really crucial to that. So I think first and foremost is treat everyone, hackers, sponsors, volunteers, guests, with the utmost respect. That means think about how someone else will interpret your actions. That means take a moment to think before you speak. If you see something or you hear something that you think, that makes me uncomfortable, or I think that might have made someone else uncomfortable, please come find someone in a pink shirt or someone involved with MLH. You can keep it completely anonymous. Doesn't mean that person's gonna get in a lot of trouble, get kicked out of MHacks, but we really just wanna make people aware of the consequences of their actions. I think the same thing goes if you see something, don't be afraid to speak up. I think change really starts with the people in this room, and so you guys are definitely a big part of that. The second to last thing kind of just goes along with judging. MHacks, like every other hackathon, is a walled garden. You're allowed to use whatever open source things you can find, whatever APIs are available to the hackers in this room, whatever you can create in the next 36 hours. But if your hack has material that, code that you wrote 2 years ago and now you're bringing it back, it's kind of unfair for judging, and the judges can usually tell. So just be on the lookout for that. If you have questions, again, come talk to someone in a pink shirt or someone from MLH. They can usually clarify it for you. And the last thing, which hopefully if you read the code of conduct, you notice this, but we actually mandate that you have fun. We want you to be adventurous with your hacks. We want you to be courageous. We want you to build things that are memorable, things that you go home and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that at MHacks. And that inspires you to keep building throughout this whole semester. So we really, really want you guys to have a blast. If there's anything that we can do to make your experience better, don't hesitate to help us. We're here for you guys. Anything you want to say, John? No? All right, have fun.
Hey, wait. We've got more. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much to Rachel. She's got one of the hardest jobs here telling you the rules, but I got one of the best. I'm Dick Quinlan, and I'm the commissioner of Major League Hacking. Yeah. And our goal, our mission for you and for ourselves is to help you, your friends, and the friends that you have not yet met have an awesome experience, a place to learn, a place to build things, a place to share them with everybody. So we're doing this event, and we're doing 70 others this season alone. So if this is your first hackathon, and I know we have a whole lot of first timers. In fact, can we have a round of applause for them? Because awesome job. If this is your first time, welcome. You're gonna have one of the most fun weekends of your life. If this is your 5th time or your 40th, welcome back. We're excited to have you. Let's have a round of applause for you too. Yeah, awesome. Super rockin'. We've got a whole lot of awesome stuff planned for you too. We've got a hardware lab full of really cool devices. We're working with MHacks to make sure you have some of the coolest gadgets out there. So come check that out. We have a whole bunch of other cool things like coding events planned, suites, all sorts of fun things. And also, just by being here, you're earning points for your school. And if you win overall, over the course of this season, you have the right to put your name on the Hacker Cup, which is super rockin'. So, that's me. It's been my great pleasure, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you to MHacks 5. Come on out. Woohoo!
So MHacks is more than just a hackathon. What we're really building here is a community, and that started the moment you set foot on the campus here, or maybe the moment you set foot in a bus, or maybe you got on a plane with someone. But really, make some friends here. You're gonna be, when else do you have the chance to have a 36-hour bonding experience with the other hackers from universities all across the globe? So some of the things that we're doing this weekend, we have a bunch of ukuleles around, and as I said, this is more than just a hackathon. So whenever you need a break from hacking, just look for someone with a ukulele and you can learn how to play your first musical instrument too. And I'm going to throw it back to Vikram to get us pumped up before we head out for hacking.
So, I just want to kind of put a challenge out to all of you to just take a second and go back to kind of when you were a freshman back, or maybe you still are, as a college student in your first week, and just think about how you approached everyone who was around you, how you tried to just reach out to everyone who you could and just try to figure out who your friends were, figure out who you wanted to connect with, who you wanted to interact with. And then just for this weekend, for these next 36 hours, just do that again. Because I think that's what, in an environment like this, that's what's going to give you an amazing national group of friends. You don't know a lot of people in this room, and kind of getting yourself back into that mindset could be something that's really awesome and makes this weekend one that you'll never forget.
Awesome. One last thing. Who here needs a team? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. There's a lot of people, and that's totally cool. This is a great environment to meet people, like Vikram was just saying. So we're gonna meet in the BBB atrium if you still need a team. So that's outside and to the left. Left, that one. Okay, anyways, thanks so much. Let's hack.
Why not?